So I'm finding out that my brain starts working in between 4 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the morning. That's the last 2 hours of work. That's when everything in my head starts going, and that's when the real thought comes out. I guess that's when my brain decides that's the time to do its heaviest thinking. So, Leon, I promised you that I would answer a question for you. And I explained to you that this is going to be a complicated answer because it's a very complicated question. And the question is vague, and I'm sorry, but the answer is probably going to be just as vague. But I want to do my best. You want to know why someone won't talk to you about their home life because you are you and she is herself. And you also want to know, are people like this worth having around? Okay, so let me try to tackle this first part of the question. What would I do? First of all, I would try to keep her comfortable. There's lots of reasons why somebody wouldn't talk about their home life with just anyone. It can be because maybe she doesn't feel a respectable level of trust, or it could be something that she just doesn't want to talk about. You know, there's lots and lots of situations that I don't want to start opening a can of worms on anything like that, but there's lots and lots of home situations that it doesn't matter how close you are to someone, that stuff doesn't get out. And it's a shame that those situations do exist. And, you know, you can kind of read in between the lines of what I'm talking about and everything. But it has to do with levels of trust. It can do with what she knows about your personality. If you're going to attempt to be protective, if there could be any number of things. Like I said, I'm sorry that this answer is vague and everything. But what I'm saying is that there's lots and lots of different reasons why somebody wouldn't talk about their home life to someone. What I would do personally is give them the space that they want. Try not to dig into what's going on. And if they feel comfortable with talking to you about what is happening, then listen. When I was in the Army, I took a very special course that they wouldn't just let anybody take. It was a qualification course to become a unit victim advocate. And without going too deep into it, it was pretty much someone who was in charge of dealing with soldiers who had been sexually assaulted. Now, it's a very, very touchy subject, and like I said, I don't want to delve into it, but one of the things that they taught us is that in a situation where someone is in panic or someone is in distress, the best thing that you can do is shut up and listen. Maybe she needs that, maybe she doesn't, but if she does have that and she feels like you are a person that she trusts with that kind of information, then that's the advice I offer, is to shut up and listen. Don't try to offer advice, just listen. Because people in those situations aren't looking for answers, they aren't looking for advice, they just want to vent, they just want to get it out. And the best thing that you can do is let them do that. And you're also wondering, are people like that worth having around? Well, that's your decision, because that answer is different for everyone. However, there are options to it. I know in one of my earlier videos, way back in the day, I was talking about friendship, that every friendship is something worth having, and that everyone around you is there for a reason. And I still hold true to that very well. You know, there's been lots of people that I've had fights with over periods of time and everything, but you know what, I'm still not willing to sever those friendships or sever those relationships, because I never know when those people are going to be a valuable asset to me later on. You'll start noticing in life that the same people rotate in and out of your life, and it's usually when you need them the most, when it's their type of moral support that gets you out of a huge bind, or just them being there for you is someone that is, you know, something that helps you get through a tough situation. That's why I'm very much an advocate of, if you have someone in your life, you do what you can to keep them there. And just because someone doesn't fully open up to everyone doesn't mean that they aren't worth having around. Hell, my best friend in the entire world is one of these people. It's very hard for her to open up about lots and lots of things. But she's my very best friend. I would never, ever think about wanting to end that friendship whatsoever. You know, she's my confidant, and I'm hers. And when she feels comfortable about talking to me about something, she is. But I don't force anything. I let her become comfortable. And that's something that a lot of people don't do. You know, if they know something's wrong, they want the answers right then and there. You gotta wait till people are ready. You have to exercise patience, especially with people. Sometimes that's all it takes. So, are people like that okay to have around? Absolutely. They're just as okay to have around as anyone else. Anyone that's willing to just open up on a dime. Same thing. Just the difference in patience. And sometimes the difference in the need to vent out and everything. So, bro, I hope this answered your question. Like I said, it's your decision as to what you do with this. But, you know, you've got a good head on your shoulders. I know you'll make the good decision. I know you'll make the best decision. Just remember to use this. Use lots and lots of this. And sometimes use this. But mainly use this. Alright, y'all. Good night.